what's great, family, and welcome to the first video of the FREEME video series, man. This is what we're gonna be talking about. We're talking about how to become free. Free me, free yourself, right? So the first thing I need you to do, the first thing is identify, right? We want to break things down to build it back up. So I'm gonna give you a little weight room terminology on this. I got it written down so we don't miss a thing, okay? First thing I want you to do is identify your max. When we in the weight room, before we can actually start to break ourselves down, our muscles down to build them back up, we gotta max out on the bench, we gotta max out on the squats, we gotta max out on different workouts so we can then identify where we need to go and how we need to build and what weight we need to work with throughout our journey to build ourselves back up. How we're gonna transition this to your life though is this. I need you to critically assess yourself. Critically assess yourself. Be transparent and be honest. Be real with yourself when you are critically assessing yourself, where you are and what you are. Again, critically assess where you are and what you are. You do not want to miss out on the fact that you lied to yourself. If you lie to yourself, you're gonna miss out on everything you can be. So let's be real on where we are. So be transparent and real as you critically assess yourself. That's the first thing I need you to do, okay? Now we're gonna jump to number two. Number two, after you do this critical assessment, you real with yourself, you like, man, okay, all right, I'm not so good over here with my relationship with my loved ones. Oh, I'm not good with communication. I'm not that effective. I need to communicate better. I need to take better care of my health. Whatever it is for you, and you actually got it written down, you've been honest with yourself. Now, we need to do number two, which is identify the strengths and weaknesses that you have. So when you critically assess, you become aware of the strengths and weaknesses and you don't lie to yourself about what they are. Now we need to take a step further and actually go into the strengths and weaknesses. So when you identify these strengths and weaknesses, we can identify the areas that we lack. Now we can start talking about deeper constructs of understanding ourselves. So if I can identify I have ineffective communication, I could then say, okay, that's a lack for me. And now I can ask the question, why do I lack in this area? Why am I lacking in communication? Is it because of my education? Is it because of my training? Is it because of what I learned? Is it my environment? Is it who I was raised by? Is it my peers? I could then identify these different things. But if I cannot sit here and identify that, if I can't be true to myself and identify that, then I'm gonna continue to struggle and possibly be out here living a lie, right? But I wanna be free. So in order to be free, I'm not looking at everybody else, I'm looking at myself and being real with myself to get to a certain place that I desire to be, right? So now let's jump into number three. Number three is this, face it. It's not much coming after that. No 1.1 or no 3.1, no 3.2. The thing is we need to face it. After we ain't maxed out, right? We ain't been truthful with ourselves. We ain't been transparent with ourselves. We ain't maxed out. We identified the areas we need to work on, right? That's number two. We identify our strengths, our weaknesses, where we lack at. Now we can ask questions of, okay, why do I lack this way? Now that I know I lack this way, because maybe I'm, again, an ineffective communicator, so I could turn around and say, okay, I don't communicate effectively because I didn't see my parents effectively communicate with each other, and I haven't seen them effectively communicate with anybody else that comes into their realm. So now I have grown into that. So now what I must do is number three is face it. I must face the fact that I am not good at communication. Speaking into existence is one thing. They can say that's a lie or they won't, but speaking into existence is not a lie if you actually know what you're speaking into existence and you know what you're working from. But first, before we do that, we're going to identify what it is we're working from, where it comes from, and we're going to speak life into that by actually growing in that area. Not only are we going to speak the fact that we're better communicators, we're also actually going to take the steps to be better communicators, right? Now that we actually know, okay, that's why I lack. Okay, this is why I lack in that area. Okay, now I'm gonna face it. Most of us run from the challenges that we are presented in life. We tend to run from them instead of facing them. So what we're gonna do is face it. Again, I'm gonna give you these last three, run through them, and then we out of here just for the review. Again, first thing, identify. I need you to max out. Critically assess yourself. Everything that you do, everything that you are, and what you do, I need you to assess it. Right now in your life, where are you in life right now? Assess it right now. Take the time out, jot that pen, take that pen out, that pad out, jot it down. Number two, I need you to identify strengths and weaknesses. I need you to go deeper into after you assess yourself and you've been transparent with yourself. I need you to identify these strengths and weaknesses, and I need you to point out the areas you lack and why you lack in that area, all right? And number three, once you figure out why you lack in a certain area, I need you to face it. I need you to face it, all right? So with that being said, the first video, the video series, Free Me, we are going to be free because freedom is a choice. You got to believe that. And I'm here to help you with that. All right? Peace and love.